Okay, and here's the Type C fully painted with medium gray. I have to admit, medium gray is an interesting color to work with. Didn't kind of expecting a color like this on this Gundam, on this non-Gundam kit, even though it's a Gundam kit. But yeah, it came out okay. Some things I may have to redo again or whatever, but that's not a problem. Now that I've finished painting the basic, the regular base color, I'm going to now prepare covering it up with the Tamiya tape so I can do the pattern that I was thinking of doing. Before we move on to that, let me show you some other things that I've painted. These are the parts that go over here by the heels. I painted this. Now I was originally going to do German gray, but I kind of like the RML gray that I had, so it came out. This one looks really nice for this kit, so I thought this would be appropriate for this in this tone. I painted these in the other set, and also the hands, which are drying right now. But for the gun, I thought it's time I show you what the gun looks like in gunmetal. And let me just focus this so you can all see. Came out pretty smooth. The one thing I remember that I think I fudged up on the full armor, for those of you who remember my full armor build a few months ago, I oversaturated the gunmetal on the weaponry, and I made sure that this didn't happen again on this part, and sure enough, it came out pretty well, especially for this type of gun. So I hope you guys are enjoying what this looks like. Might as well remove this one now, and I'll paint the inside of the barrel soon enough. But this gun is done. So I'll put this to the side where it won't bother me. And now we have to focus on this guy, which is going to be interesting. How am I going to do this? You guys are probably saying. Well, for the most part, I want to try something where I'll take strips of these. Actually, let me cut it. And it will go in specific parts of the kit. Actually, let me put this through here and thread it. Well, you know what? I didn't realize something. I should do this now before I forget. I got to, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I should have thought of it right now. Let me seal it up so that way I don't lose the paint and I don't damage the paint, especially with tape. Even though the Tamiya tape is pretty good, I'm going to seal it up using Mr. Super Clear Flat just to seal in the paint. Then I'm going to put these on and show you the pattern. So give me a few moments, okay? Okay, so as you can see, I've put on the Tamiya tape, but I had to wait a few hours for the Mr. Super Clear to dry on these parts because I wanted to set the paint in, which I'm glad I did that, because now when I was about to spray paint the light ghost gray, I completely forgot that acrylic and lacquer don't go too well. It is okay to spray lacquer-based paint first and then acrylic, but it's not good to spray acrylic first and then lacquer, and that's what I did here. The medium gray is a acrylic-based paint, and for me to spray a Tamiya light ghost gray or dark ghost gray, whichever one I was going to choose, that would have screwed up this kit entirely, and I would have been foobarred. Thank you for the person who sent me that message, or you know, my previous video. So I was thinking maybe the super clear would probably help to protect, maybe even top coat, even though I don't have top coat. Something I have to look forward to get in the future. And maybe one of you guys can give me some feedback on that also. But I did not want to risk putting on, even though I've applied the super clear, I did not know what would happen if I sprayed Tamiya spray paint over it, and don't know what kind of damage this kit will, you know, will succumb to it. I have no time for testing, so I'm going to move on with airbrushing with another paint, which it happens to be this one. This is Aqueous Hobby Color number 306 Gray FS 36270. I've used this paint before, and it's very, very light in the shade, which gives me, that will probably be perfect for this. I like it. I tested it on another color swab, and it gives it a good lighter shade of gray compared to this medium shade of gray. So let's see what it looks like once I finish airbrushing with this paint. Okay, as you can see, I finished painting the gray, a lighter tone of gray, on these parts. Give it some time to dry. Now I want to see the final results, and I will begin with the head. You have an unusual color tone there as I'm looking at it. Not much the amount that I was thinking. Didn't get anything on the back, but the front areas was not bad. There's a little thing, you know, cover right there. Let's do it again with this guy. See how this comes out. I don't know if the camera can see and show this. I mean, you do see the pattern that I did with the masking tape. This part I gotta be careful because I put the tape right through the wire. So cut it like that. Remove this. And then at the top, I'll peel that off here. And peel this off. And then slide it out. Alright. Maybe I should have gone a much lighter tone. The arms, I had a hard time putting on these tapes. I'm trying to get it perfect and lined up right. Not as easy as you think. Personally, I rather paint my parts before building them. However, to do camouflage, it's a bit tough to do it and then put it together, unless you do something like a digital camo, as I mentioned before. And then this one I wrapped around a bit. Don't want to remove all the tape because there's tape here that's covering up the joints, which actually I'm gonna have to remove that either way, because then I'm gonna have to paint the joints the other color. Alright, that's pretty good. Let me finish this up and see the final results. Alright, with all the work that I put onto this kit, this is what it looks like completed. The GM Type C high grade kit is now complete. Or not completely complete. It's about, how can I say this, 95% complete. Maybe you guys are not seeing this, but the pattern, the light ghost, the light gray or the regular gray over the medium gray is not that noticeable. But somewhat okay for now. I may decide to change it up a bit, put another color pattern on it, and then respray it. I did respray, had to spray the hands, the joints here and here, which is a pain in the ass to do. I gotta do it during build. I can't do it after build. That's virtually impossible. The joints needs to be removed and painted and then put up and whatever. But everything came out alright. I was considering putting this yellow, but I said, you know what, I'm going to put this orange. The orange seems to look a lot better. Excuse me, let me see if I can get a closer look to it. Yeah, the orange seems to come out right with this, and I may add more orange to this, but I just don't know yet. I may use a color pattern or something else. Yeah, and I used this one, Tamiya orange. Very nice color, and I have a big bottle. Don't use it that much. But, so you know, here's the patterns that you're talking about. See, there's one here, and around the chest area, around the shoulders. The gun came out really nice, as you can see. Back, pretty much nothing to talk about, considering that it's going to be facing back against the diorama, so try not to put too much work. But you know what? Never assume anything. Put a lot of work into your kits, regardless of where it's going to be positioned. But going back to what I was saying, 95%. Well, other than the painting, I'm going to panel line it, and there's a lot of panel lining features here, specifically around the chest, here, the shoulders, the arms, the legs, and obviously the waist and the legs, and around here. I could have easily used my panel line accent color. Problem is, it's gray. Ha! Won't match. I could probably use my other way of doing when I panel lined the previous kit, which was taking enamel paint and lighter fluid. I'm gonna think of that. But the one important thing that this kit needs is decal. decals. The kit comes with decals, a nice set. But that is not what I want to put on this kit. Technically speaking, I want to put on the new Gundam decals that I've seen on Gundam Guy or Gunjab recently. Let me see if I can remember what it was called. And they just recently talked about it. Let me see if I can get to it. Wow, some nice custom kits, custom designs on Gundam Guy. Something that I hopefully. Ooh, nice shirt. Just give me a second here, guys. It was just a recently post. Here we go. Gundam Decals DX, which has decals for both 1/44 and 1/100 scale Federation and Xeon mobile suit decals. So I want to get that and apply a nice, set of decals on this kit. It will look amazing with it. So for now, I'm pausing. It is done. I'm gonna put some cellophane wrapping over it so that way I can keep the dust off it. But this is how it is. I'm very proud of what I did. This is my first time doing a massive conversion or modification of a Gundam kit. Second only to, of course, the Kshatriya, which I know many people are yelling what happened to it. It's there. I just don't seem to have time right now. I will get to it, hopefully this year. But right now, this is my main focus. This is part one, mobile suit number 1 of my 6 mobile suit entry to my diorama for the New York Comic-Con Gundam Builders or Gunpla. I always keep forgetting this stupid thing. It is called. Give me a second. As you can see, I work without a script. The Gunpla Builders World Cup 2012. That's going to be held at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. For those of you who did not know, in New York City, this October. And it is going to be one of my kits that I'm going to make. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for all your comments and whatnots. I know that many people like it. Some people you may find it a little bit off, but you got to give me credit on what I just did. So, thanks again, and stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. Take care.